Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, September 8th. I just couldn't bear to be inside anymore this morning. It's just too beautiful out. Happy September. It's like perfect September weather here in the foothills of North Carolina. So we just yesterday had a blood moon, full moon eclipse. So beautiful. I am going to put a picture of that with this recording from my son who's in Prague and who literally had an opportunity to look through a telescope of someone and saw the eclipse that way. So I'm going to include that. So beautiful. I'll get into eclipses in a moment. Of course, full moon intensity. We are in it and in the eclipse intensity still today. September 21st, we have a solar eclipse. And then September 22nd is the fall equinox. So a couple more things coming up soon. So what happens during an eclipse, of course, and we've talked about this in the past, but it's just a lot of intensity. You might feel jagged. I felt a little frayed and jagged on the edges yesterday, like a little out of sorts, a little, old thinking, old habits, some like, woe is me stuff. And I could feel, and I knew that it was the eclipse. It doesn't make it any more fun, but when you do have that understanding, you can perhaps take it a little less seriously, maybe, or know that these feelings are coming up to be released and let go of, so that we can bring in a new way of being. Eclipses will reveal what has been hidden, right? What we've been avoiding. And so that's helpful, and it's helpful to then see it potentially a little more clearly, see things a little more clearly because we're uncomfortable about them. Situations, relationships, all of that. And so it's really an alignment opportunity. We are being supported by these eclipses to rebalance ourselves. Oh, we've got our little kitty saying hello. Hi, Benny. Hi, Ben. How you doing? Yeah. Oh, such little angels I have all around me. Winston, of course, is right under me because, Winnie. Anywho, okay, so 3 oils for today. The first one is Arborvitae, from dōTERRA, of course. It's the oil of divine grace. And it smells, I'm outside in nature, but it really smells like I'm right out here with this tree, right? So it's about trusting in the divine, trusting in the universe. I'll put some on my wrists. Trusting in our source connection. It reminds us to trust in the flow of life. When we trust, we can relax. And when we can relax, we can feel harmony and peace. We can feel ourselves sink in and ground. And so this oil helps us to do that. It's very grounding. It's helpful for meditation. It's helpful, again, in this eclipse time to perhaps feel the uncomfortable and then to move beyond it, right? And to see these uncomfortable things come up and then, wow, I'm going to release that. Or, wow, that feels like an old habit, an old way of thinking. And then you can journal about it. You can meditate about it. You can go take a walk. You can pet one of your animals, something to release the uncomfortable. You can move, right? It's so good to move, to dance it out, yoga it out, tai chi it out, something to move those emotions through you once you have that realization. All right, next guy up is Clary Calm. again, of course, dōTERRA. I'm going to put this over my heart, and it's a great blend that is usually used for balancing hormones. It's the oil of vulnerability. And it's a powerful emotional stabilizer. It relaxes emotional tension. So, as we were just talking about with Arborvitae, when you have, or again with the eclipses, when you have those jagged feelings coming up or emotions, like memories, this Clary Calm will help to stabilize that. And it also helps to release that emotional tension. It reminds us to stay receptive and compassionate towards other people. So, right, like when we're feeling, you know, it's very easy to be all about ourselves and what we're feeling at that moment. And again, this is a helpful way to release tension and remind ourselves, yep, it's not all about me. And maybe I should take a bigger perspective, take a couple steps back. So Clary Calm will help with that. It also, for women, will really help to reduce symptoms of their monthly cycle. So it's a fantastic blend for that. All right, final oil is tea tree. And tea tree is the oil of energetic boundary. And on my wrists, I'm going to put it. You can, of course, always put these oils intuitively on your body wherever you are feeling like you want that oil to be. Back of the neck is a great spot. Wrists, always smell them. That is the most important thing, especially when we're doing this kind of emotional work. I like to put it on the third eye. You can put it on your crown chakra. Heart, I love. Bottoms of the feet is another great spot. So you can't do it wrong. We know this, right? We can't mess it up, and we can't do it wrong. So tea tree, energetic boundaries, reminds us and encourages us to stand up for ourselves, to not allow others or situations or work environments to take advantage of our time, our energy, our talents. It helps to remind us to not feel responsible for others' problems. And so it helps us to release toxic debris and cultivate healthy and respectful boundaries. And so again, it fits in perfectly with what we've been talking about today and for the full moon and the eclipse. And getting ultimately more and more and more in alignment with who we are, which is like a practice all the time. Wow, that sun is so strong. Okay. It just really helps us to get into alignment with who we are. And that's what these oils are always doing. And that's what these planetary situations are always doing. Eclipses and full moons, it keeps fine-tuning us, forging us, fine-tuning us into the best, most purposeful sense of who we are, so that we can be our best selves. Really, it's kind of simple, and yet it's so profound, and takes practice, and we're always practicing, and we're never going to get it wrong, and we're always going to be practicing, right? We're just on that journey. So these oils are a big help. So there you have it. Happy September. My new website is out and up, wisebodychiropractic.net. You can still go in through drmara.net, but my new site is Wise Body Chiropractic. If you are needing extra support, I do in-person and virtual appointments. And I do have openings for new patients at this point. And I would welcome you to, if you are feeling called and if it resonates with you, to reach out. So you can go into my website and book an appointment there. You can also book a 15-minute free conversation about how we can perhaps work together if that makes sense for you. So all the love, wrapping all of us in all the love for this next month of massive transition and ascension of our earth and ourselves. I hope everyone's doing well. I love you, and I'll talk with you later.